Have you ever stopped to think about what happens when the one thing that defines you just disappears? I'm not talking about losing a job. I'm not talking about ending a relationship. I'm talking about losing that thing that lives inside you, that thing that beats alongside your heart, the thing that when you close your eyes is the first thing you feel. Now imagine Storm, Ororo Munroe, the woman who commanded storms, who spoke to the winds like she was chatting with old friends, who raised her hand and the entire sky obeyed. Lightning, thunder, hurricanes, everything answered to her. The weather wasn't just a power, it was her identity. It was who she was. And then, in X-Men: The Last Stand, along comes the cure. That promise disguised as a solution, the idea that being a mutant was a disease, and suddenly the world starts whispering a very dangerous lie, that you'd be better off if you were normal. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and the thing that makes you unique simply doesn't exist anymore. The talent that took you years to master, the sensitivity that sets you apart from everyone else, that spark that makes you, gone, and the silence left behind is deafening. That's exactly what Storm faced, not as some distant possibility, as a real threat knocking on her door. Other mutants were accepting the cure. Friends, acquaintances, people she loved were giving up who they were just to fit into a mold that society deemed acceptable. And then comes that scene. That moment when she says there's nothing to cure, that there's no disease, and her voice doesn't shake with anger, it shakes with pain. Because standing up for who you are when the entire world tells you you're wrong, that takes a kind of courage no superpower can give you. You know what's most brutal about this story? It's not the villain. It's not the final battle. It's the silent pressure. It's the look from others saying it would be easier if you just changed. It's the temptation to give in just to stop the suffering. Storm wasn't fighting an army in that moment. She was fighting doubt, and doubt is the cruelest enemy there is, because it uses your own voice. There's something we forget about Storm. Before the X-Men, before the uniform, before anything, she was an orphan girl on the streets of Cairo. She survived alone. She learned to trust herself when there was no one else left. The powers came later. The strength was already there. And that's why this arc is so powerful, because it shows that the real Storm was never in the skies. It was always inside her. The lightning, the winds, the thunder were just the outward expression of something far deeper, a woman who refused to be small. How many times has life offered you a cure for who you are? How many times were you told it'd be easier if you were quieter, more obedient, more like everyone else? And how many times did you almost accept? Storm reminds us of a truth we all need to hear every now and then. You don't need permission to be whole. The world can shake, people can judge, the pressure can tighten, but who you are is not up for negotiation. And maybe that's the greatest lesson she leaves behind. It's not about controlling the weather. It's about never letting anyone control who you are. Now tell me something. If tomorrow you were offered the chance to erase everything that makes you different, all the pain, all the struggle, but also all the strength that came with it, would you take it?